Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to fix squeaky car shocks. I'm going to show you a very easy and simple solution that you can use to fix squeaky shocks that you may have on your car. Now this is my Mazda 3 right here. It's actually my wife's, well it's ours I guess, well, it's both of ours, but she bought this car many years ago. I think it's probably about 10 years old, give or take. And when she bought this car, you know, it didn't have any problems, but over the years, some problems have occurred. One of the problems is that this shock right here, this front driver's side shock, has been squeaky. And I'm going to tell you what I did to fix it. Because if you can hear right now, like even if I just did this, it would be squeaky. And I'll stand up, I'll really put some pressure on it. You can hear that there's no squeakiness at all. And I just did something very simple. If you take a look in there, you can see there's actually the shock and the strut that are going to be there. So that's basically the vehicle's suspension. Now, if you look where the wheel is, it's going to be just on top of it. And sometimes when it's a little bit squeaky, it's because it's not lubricated. So when you put pressure on the shock, when you go over a bump, things are compressing and they're rubbing against each other. And if they're not lubricated properly, then it's going to squeak. Similar to how a wooden chair will squeak if the bolts are loose. When the wood rubs against each other, it's going to start squeaking. Honestly, all that you have to do is get some WD-40. And this is the type that I have, which is the one with the little spray nozzle. It makes it a little bit easier to use. It's called, I guess, the Smart Straw, according to them. But basically, you get some WD-40, which can act. It does many things, but it's especially a great lubricant for anything, but especially metal, which there's a lot of metal inside of there. And you just take it and you put that nozzle in there, and you just spray all around the strut and the shock. So you want to spray all in there. Now I'm not going to do it again because I already did it and it worked. Now this isn't a permanent solution. I mean, eventually you might want to replace the suspension of the car or a component of the suspension. Maybe there's like a specific bushing or something that is rubbing. However, it is definitely a temporary solution, and from my experience, this can last basically several months with just a single spray. If you want to really make sure that it lasts as long as possible, what you can do is actually just remove the wheel. So you can take this off. Now I have good access in here, so that's why it's not a big deal. What I ended up doing was I lifted the car up, I jacked the car up safely, of course. Make sure you know how to do everything safely. And that raised it up a bit. It gave me a little bit more clearance, and then I went in there. But I mean, you can potentially even remove the wheel and just go in there and spray it all. And like I said, you want to do, if you really want, you can just do this with all of your shocks, right? But I mean, if you really want, if there's a specific suspension point that is squeaking, then you can use this method and spray it in there to stop it from squeaking. And hopefully it works. I'm not going to say this is going to work every single time. And it might not last months with every single car, but hopefully it does. Hopefully it works with your car if you're experiencing some squeakiness in the shocks, and hopefully it lasts, you know, for years. I mean, potentially it can, I guess it can technically last for years depending on how it stays lubricated in there. But make sure you're spraying everything, right? Some people just try and spray, or try and get the camera to lighten up over there. There we go. Some people just try and spray like the actual shock. Others just try and spray the strut. You know, WD-40 is not harmful as far as I know to anything in there. It's just a lubricant. It acts as a lubricant. So just spray it all in there. And if you want to protect your wheels, let's say, you know, you don't want to get your wheels dirty or your brakes, you can take the wheel off. You can like just put like a plastic bag around your brakes temporarily, spray it all, and then, you know, remove the bag and put the wheel back on. But that's just another idea. But that's it. Very simple method to fix squeaky car shocks easily. It honestly works wonders, and it's a great temporary solution, and it can potentially save you lots of money if you're gonna sell the car in a couple years, and you know you don't want to hear that squeak for a couple years. You can just use this method every few months, stop it from squeaking, and sell the car. And obviously make sure when you sell the car, you tell them, listen, the shock squeaks. I'm not trying to make you do anything bad here. Make sure you tell them the shock squeaks, but I sprayed WD-40 on it to stop it from squeaking, and let them know what the situation is, because you want to be honest. And that's it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.